to the stage.
Thank you. I always make me go last. That way, when all the other comedians are performing, I can steal their catalytic converters in the parking lot. Comedy is doing quite well for me. I'm really rolling in it. I'll introduce myself. I'm 29 years old. I've been married for 9 years on February 20th. That means I got married when I was 20, so I make good decisions all the time. I do have that dog in me. The problem is the breed of dog in me is one of those like fancy Pomeranians that rich women carry around in their purse. That's the dog in me. There's people that I know that assume I'm like a big hunter because of my accent growing up in a small southern town. But anybody that really knows me knows that the idea of me going into the woods with nothing but my thoughts and a firearm, I'm not coming out of those woods. I'm just not. You have a better chance of seeing Jesus on Easter than seeing me out of those woods. I love animals, so like one of my favorite facts is that ants are one of the strongest animals pound for pound. They say a colony of ants can support the weight of a skyscraper, which is amazing because my Aunt Wanda can't even support my comedy career. One of my favorite phrases is beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I like that phrase because one time a girl in high school told me I was ugly, and I didn't worry about it because she wasn't holding any bees at the time. I don't like bees. I really don't. I'm jealous of bees because bees make stuff with their body. They make honey with their body, and everybody loves it. And they buy it in stores. Nobody likes the stuff I make with my body. They don't. The only exception is I did make a kid. I have a 4-year-old daughter, but I didn't really do a lot of that. It was more her mom. I still get credit for creating a life. The only thing I can compare it to is like when you were a kid and you helped your dad fix the truck, and like you come inside. From working on the truck, not clean show. But you come inside and your mom's like, hey guys, good job fixing the truck. And it's like, all I did was hold the flashlight. And I didn't even hold it for that long. It was like half of an Usher song to make my kid. I have an interesting relationship with children because I'm a dad, so all my friends, I'm a comedian as well, it's either children or autistic people. Those are the only friends I have. And that means I get asked what my favorite animal is pretty much every goddamn day. And I always say the same thing. My favorite animal is a praying mantis, because it's the only one with a relationship with Christ, and some of us trying to make it to heaven. You think there'd be some other religious animals, like a deacon sloth or a bird that doesn't like gay people, but I don't know. There's not. Not that I know of. I think lizards are like, if you switch people with animals, I think lizards are like the creepiest animal. Because like if a dude like was just naked and like crawling around like on your window, and you like to buy some car insurance, it would be creepy. I think there's too many animals. Like I found out the other day that there's a lizard that doesn't have any legs, and they don't call it a snake. Like, what are we doing, science? Really? Like, come on. And then the reason why is because apparently snakes don't have eyelids, but lizards do. It's like, yeah, but lizards also have legs. Like, when did eyelids become more important than legs when we determine what something is? Like, if I saw a guy with no eyelids, like, sure, he'd look surprised. I mean, but if I saw a guy with no legs, I'm not going to look him in the eye. I mean, great guy. That always like gets a few. No, I like to think there was like two scientists just sitting there, and like one of them's like, "Oh look, there's like a new species of snake slithering right there," and the other goes, "You idiot! That's a lizard. Can't you see its eyelids?" It's like, oh yeah, you're right. I think crocodiles and alligators could just be one thing. Like those don't have to be separate animals. What are we doing? I was mad about that, and then I found out they have a third thing called a caiman. It's just a small crocodile, and it pissed me off even further. It's like, caiman my ass, man. Caiman my ass. It's technically clean. Okay. All right. When I was a kid, I don't like that they call the wildfire deterrent mascot Smokey the Bear. That seems mean to me, to call them smokers. That'd be like if you had a mascot to deter world hunger and you called him Skinny the Squirrel. I remember the Dare mascot. You remember Dare when you were in school? The Dare mascot was a lion, and I used to say it was because drug dealers were always lying. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was funny back then. Oh, it changed. No, it's sad because I like to pretend the Dare lion used to be that MGM lion from the movies, and he got out of Hollywood, got away from the drugs, met Lion Jesus, which is just the lion from Narnia, if you're wondering, and now he does Dare. Now the MGM lion, if you're wondering, it's actually a Barbary lion. I don't know if you know a Barbary lion, and it's sad because those are extinct now. And it's kind of weird that MGM still uses that lion for their logo. It's like every movie, they're like, I hope you like this movie because you're not going to see any of these damn lions. That's for sure, these are gone. All right, that's sad. No, I do feel bad for animals that like go extinct. Like, I'm worried about it, and I think if we're that worried, we should just stop looking for new animals. I think that's the key, because if they're that hard to find, there's probably not that many of them. You know what I mean? Like, I'll get updates about animals that I didn't even know existed that are now extinct. It's like, why did you even tell me? You just want me to mourn the death of the entire species all of a sudden? I got a thing the other day that said the golden toad went extinct. I didn't know a golden toad existed. The only person I know that's worried about the golden toad going extinct is the silver toad, because it knows it's probably next, you know? No, there's a species of marine mammals that's almost extinct. There's only 10 of them left. They're called vaquitas. And I think they wouldn't have gotten eaten so fast if we didn't name them something delicious like vaquitas. I mean, like vaquitas sounds like a Taco Bell menu item. It sounds good. When I found out we only had 10 vaquitas left, I was like, oh shit, we gotta go to Costco and get some more vaquitas. But now if you're wondering, they are actually, it's just like a dolphin that doesn't have a beak, but it's like kind of chubbier than a dolphin. It's like a chode dolphin, which I think would have been a better name, and I don't think they would have gone extinct if we just called them chode dolphins to start with. I don't think we would have ate them, that's for sure. I saw recently, Leonardo DiCaprio is like a conflicting person because he does a lot for environmentalism. He also is kind of a creep, and he only dates women that are 25 or younger, even though he's 50. And that's weird, but he saves like millions of shark lives every year for like conservation. And it's like, I was wondering, why does he do that with sharks? And I looked it up. Sharks only live to be 25 years old. You know, leopard can't change its spots, I guess. I don't know, man. You know? I hate that expression, leopard can't change its spots. It's like, yeah, why would a leopard be able to do that? It's like, it's not an octopus, it's a mammal, you know? I think what people are trying to say is that like people don't normally change their nature, which I disagree with too, because I used to not like Asian pornography at all. And things change, you know? People say that racism is a human issue, and I think we're just lucky that animals can't talk. Because like there's a 192-year-old tortoise out there that was born before the Civil War. I don't think we want to know what his opinions are. Are you going to talk to that guy? That's not going to go good. I feel bad for him though. He's 192 years old. He's the last of his species. He's the last male, and he has to like repopulate the species. That's got to be a tough conversation if he could talk. Like, dude, I'm 192 years old. I haven't tried to get laid since the steam engine was built. I gotta bang our species back into existence? No, I don't think I can do it. I feel bad for the girl tortoise too, because it's like she has to get impregnated by a fossil, and that doesn't seem fun. Like he's not gonna be there to raise those kids. He's got 3 foot in the grave, 1 foot on a banana peel, because he's 192 years old, and sometimes tortoises eat bananas, I think. Oh, there you go. Got some confidence. That's the first fact check of the set. I need it because I'm dumb, dude. This is how dumb I am. I used to think it was called Scrooby-Doo. Like until I was like, I'm 29 now, and I found that out like 2 hours ago that it's not called Scrooby-Doo because it makes sense. Like you got Scrappy-Doo and Scrooby-Doo, and I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling educated people. I don't like to say you meddling kids because that sounds weird to say. No, I'm really dumb. I don't like when people tell me how smart animals are. Like, people love to tell you how smart dolphins are. Like, I'm not going to have them do my taxes. Why are you telling me? Or crows. Everybody's talking about how smart crows are now, because crows can remember stuff and they can count and all this stuff. It's like, I think crows are smart enough to take scarecrows personally. I think they are. Because that seems very targeted and direct and prejudiced against crows, and I think they get offended by it. I also believe that the guy who invented the scarecrow was the same guy that decided that crows and ravens are different animals. Because I think what happened is he was trying to sell a scarecrow, and he's like, hey, check out the scarecrow. The guy's like, dude, there's crows all over it. He's like, no, those are ravens, actually. Yeah. This scarecrow is working perfectly, but for another $50, I'll bring you a scare raven out here, and we'll take care of your bird problem once and for all. My daughter got a really cool Christmas gift this year. She got it's a stuffed dog that smells like lavender, and you warm it up, and it helps her sleep. It's really wonderful. It's the only thing that helps her sleep. I don't like it, though, because it's a small stuffed dog, and the only way to heat it up is in the microwave. And that means whenever I go to bed, every day before I go to sleep, I take a small dog and I put it in the microwave, and I close that microwave, and I put in the numbers, and I turn it on, and then it lights up, and I see this dog spin. And then I make eye contact with it, and its head like kind of slinks to the side, and I have to look away. I don't think it's good for my soul, I really don't. And my fear is that one night she's going to wake me up in the middle of a dead sleep, and I'm going to be half asleep, and I'm going to walk to the kitchen, and I'm going to grab her real dog and put it in the microwave. And that's a good way to make sure not only does she not sleep that night, but that she never sleeps ever again. It's not a good Christmas treat. Groundhog's Day is wild to me too, because it's like, why are we letting a rodent tell us when spring starts? This isn't 1835. What are we doing? We don't do that with other stuff. We're not like, hey, wait till the barn owl licks its own anus. Daylight savings, buddy. We are right there. I used to have a cool job. I used to sell solar panels. That's a fun job until it gets dark. Tough to sell solar panels at nighttime. But I went to a guy's house one time, and I walked into his house. The first thing in his house is a lizard cage right by the door. And I look at it, and I'm kind of shocked. And I look at him, and he's like, dude, I got all kinds of shit in the back. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to see the shit in the back. If the first thing in the house is a lizard cage, I don't want to see that it didn't make the cut. But sure enough, I was furious and curious. And I went back there with a man, and he's got all these animal cages. And he takes a giant snake out of one of the cages, and he's holding it. And he goes, this thing's pretty cool. I've had it for about 3 years. It's a green anaconda. And then when he said it, it bit him on the hand. And when he finally got this thing to let go of him, with my help, he goes, dude, you want to hold it. They didn't teach me this at solar panel school. I was like racking my brain, like, what did my boss say if they ask if you want to hold their anaconda? I don't know. But now I was like, dude, you've known him for 3 years. He's biting your hand. Like, I just met this gentleman. He's going to swallow me whole. I'm not going to get any commission for these solar panels. This is not going to go good. I did find out after that, like, Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist are like the same thing now. Like, you can get anything on Facebook Marketplace. You can find a roommate, some tamales. You can find a snake on there. I found the same snake 3 days later. Name's Rocky, lives with me now. You know, loves solar panels, hates company. I like to take him through the drive-thru, I do. I buckle him up a little seatbelt, which is hard because he's kind of shaped like one. But we make it work. And, a lot of people take their dog through the drive-thru, get them like a hamburger without, like, they'll just get the meat instead of the bun. I do the opposite. Like, my anaconda doesn't want none if... I forget the rest. Okay. That's too stupid. I watched another thing fun I did with my kid. I watched that movie Alvin and the Chipmunks with her. That's a fun movie about animals because this guy has these chipmunks in his house. At the beginning, he just kicks them out. He doesn't care that they can talk or anything. He's like, get these chipmunks out of my house. But then when he finds out they can sing, he turns into Sandra Bullock from The Blind Side all of a sudden. He's like, whoa, wait, no, you live with me, actually. You live here, where I just kicked you out of. This is your home, actually. Teaching a kid's a very important lesson that the only way to really have a loving household is if you do have talent or something to offer, which is, I think, what my daughter learned. It's also weird because, like, they live with him and then they just mess up his life the rest of the movie. Like, they screw up his house, his job, his relationship, and he just has to put up with it because they're like his only ticket to stardom, basically. Teaching kids another lesson that you can treat people however you want if you have talent, and that's just people have to deal with it. But it's also weird in the movie that they learn that chipmunks can talk, like first thing in the movie, and once they figure out that they can sing Fergie, they don't have any follow-up questions. Like you would think environmentalism, veganism, you'd want to talk to them about some of this. Nope. Once they find out Justin Bieber can be sang, they're like, that's all that matters. We don't care. I want to see a rap beef with like a Kendrick Lamar versus Drake rap beef between the album and the Chipmunks and those hamsters from the Kia Soul commercial. I want to see like what adorable little skeletons get dragged out of their closets, I think it'll be cool. There's a spider in the Amazon called a wandering spider. I don't know if y'all know about this. If you're a man and you get bit by one of these Amazon spiders, you'll have a really long and painful erection. And I didn't even know that I had gotten bitten by one, but here we are. Now I like it because for me, it's cheaper to fly to the Amazon and get bit by one of those spiders once in a while than it is to get Viagra without health insurance, I'll tell you that. So, thanks, Pete. I do the best joke and I say, no, this is my favorite joke. You guys want to know why a chicken crossed the road? It's a match with somebody on Chicken Tinder. Yes. My favorite animal, I think, is a possum because they play dead, and I think that's really cool that they're like actors like that. And I wonder, like, if a possum wanted to kill itself, that would be kind of hard. Like, if there was like a Vincent Van Gogh possum, like they would be like, okay, we're going to give him like 6 more days, and then we're going to check his pulse again. Because I don't know, he may be pretending. Or like if a possum ever pretended to be dead to get out of a bad relationship. Like, you got like a 29-year-old possum who's been married for 9 years, and his wife possum's just like, you should pick up your clothes once in a while, and my sister's coming over, and you've been like really weird to her lately. I believe I probably thank you.